We've got another loss coming against Hawaii and a victory for the Second Amendment. That's right, local bureaucrats, local municipal officials can no longer play God when it comes to constitutional rights, at least where Hawaii County is concerned, thanks to some fantastic attorneying and the adopted stipulation by the federal judge. What was going on here? It's pretty crazy. Someone lost his ability to buy a gun because of a police report. Not an arrest, not a conviction, but because of a police report. You know, because of the implication. What's going on here? So guys, let's get into it. You know, it's remarkable, and frankly more than a little disturbing, that an explicit constitutional right can be reduced, shredded to a permit, subject to government whim. That's exactly what's happening with the Second Amendment in Hawaii, where simply being the subject of a police report without an actual conviction or even a charge has been enough to let you lose your right to even purchase a gun. We're not even talking about concealed carry permits. We're talking about your permit to acquire, your PTA, your permit to acquire a firearm. So this is linked in the description box down below. Here's the quick facts. Back in May of 2025, our plaintiff applied for a permit to acquire a firearm. That's code for a permit to purchase a firearm in Hawaii County. Now, this isn't optional if you live in Hawaii. By law, it's step one if you want to exercise your right, and you're going to want to stick with me because there's so much more coming into this. So if you want to exercise your right, your constitutional right, get in line for the permit. A month later, instead of getting his permit, he got a denial letter. The reason? There was an incident from about a year before in 2024 when police responded to the sound of gunfire and found the plaintiff legally eradicating feral hogs, a perfectly lawful activity. He was not charged with any crime. There were no arrests. There was no prosecution, just a police report. And for that, government officials felt empowered to deny a fundamental right, to deny him gun rights. So when they brought their lawsuit, their arguments went so far beyond this one application, this one incident, to allege that the entire system in Hawaii turns a guaranteed right into a paper privilege, one that bureaucrats can rubber stamp or rescind based on rumors or unsubstantial reports. So what was this broader problem? Well, we've covered it here before, so I'm not going to go through all the details again, but here's the gist to it. There is a seemingly discretionary and virtually impenetrable nature of the permitting process in Hawaii. Hawaii's county's rules go far beyond merely investigating actual disqualifying conduct. We're talking about felonies, that kind of stuff. They allow officials to make up their minds based on any whiff of alleged wrongdoing, no matter how unsubstantiated. That neighbor who doesn't like you, yeah, they can call in saying that they heard you making some deadly threats. Good enough. You're done for life, maybe, in Hawaii. This discretion is fundamentally at odds with our Constitution, which certainly includes the Second Amendment, and also the United States Supreme Court, which recently held in the 2022 Bruin decision that rights cannot be left to unpredictable and subjective mercy of local officials and tyrants. And I'm sorry, if you take issue with me calling people who just arbitrarily deny folks their constitutional rights, particularly local officials, I don't know why that bothers me so much more. That's what they are. They are tyrants. So Hawaii's system isn't just slow, it's constitutionally broken, forcing applicants to wade through a permitting process almost designed to trip them up, delay them for months, or effectively block them by bureaucratic fiat. As the plaintiffs, that's the good guys, as the plaintiffs' attorneys argued, it turns a right into a privilege when you do that, when you condition and burden rights with so much paperwork and so many things you got to get through before you can exercise it, then it can effectively just be denied. And not even on suspicion, but because of the mere shadow of suspicion. For those Always Sunny fans, it's because of the implication. Here's the good news. It looks like we have a judge's ruling. It is attached in the description box down below, but really this was a settlement between the plaintiffs and the government. And basically they agreed, look, everyone's going to walk away. It looks like there was an undisclosed amount of money that changed hands here, and Hawaii County is forced to honor the new Hawaii laws that I sincerely hope actually reflect the Constitution in whole, or at least in part. Notably, the plaintiff's attorney, Attorney Alan Beck, made it clear that I think this is his 7th win now in going after Hawaii County, or perhaps other counties in the state of Hawaii, over issues not too dissimilar from this. So I appreciate Attorney Beck for doing what he can to swing that cudgel of a lawsuit to bring the state back into the Constitution. So when I reported on this last time, I had a bunch of you guys reach out to me and ask me to keep up with this case. We have the conclusion, wanted to do a report on it. Let me know what you think down in the comment field below. Look, it's tough to get victories like this deep behind anti-gun lines. Maybe it's not so tough for Attorney Beck, but for most of the time, it's pretty difficult to get wins like this. So we have to support the wins, we have to support the winners, and we've got to keep pushing ahead. Our quote of the day comes from William Shakespeare, the bard, who once said, quote, "It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves," end quote. And hopefully we've got good attorneys who will help us do that with the North Star as the Constitution. I appreciate you sticking around with me. Hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this one, please feel free to check out some of our other great content, and we'll see you in the next one.